Hey, thanks for joining me once again. This is your host, Derek Lane, another edition of the Fast Lane Podcast for Success. Thanks for joining me. This week, let's talk a little bit about synchronicity. What is it? What does it mean? How does it affect me? Synchronicity sometimes is confused with coincidence. And there's the old saying that I don't believe in coincidence. However, I do believe in synchronicity. Coincidence is a thing that just happens randomly, but synchronicity is a thing that is manufactured and created. It's when everything aligns and it comes to fruition. And when you say, I don't believe in coincidence, that kind of means that, hey, I don't think anything is happenstance, but it refers to the chance and not the implication. So, I'd rather believe in synchronicity. Da Vinci said that everything connects to everything else. Yeah, there's a little bit of wisdom in that. Everything connects to everything else. I believe that we as human beings are kind of like capillaries, that we're all a part of the same system. We're all a part of the same universe, connected. Even though it's microscopic, even though it's so minute, that there is a connection. And that your thoughts are energy. Your thoughts are energy, and the energy cannot be destroyed. So your thoughts are immortal. You will always have your thoughts. They're fleeting, sometimes forgotten, but it is energy. So how do you create a thought? Does a thought just randomly pop into your head, or is it fed off of other thoughts? Do you tap into the vast universe, the ethosphere, if you will? Again, I've quoted Ralph Waldo Emerson, and Ralph Waldo Emerson said that he never created anything of his own volition, merely a conduit to the great ethosphere. So tapping into the energy force in the universe and just allowing the flow to happen, but recognizing it is genius. Recognizing it and understanding it. Frequency and vibration, when they're in harmony, that's how you can create. That's why meditation works so well. That's why people get in tune. They understand their vibrations. They understand their frequency. They understand and watch for signs in life. The Dalai Lama said, I'm open to the guidance of synchronicity and will not let expectations hinder my path. Well, I think that's very true. Once you start putting expectations, you're putting a cap on what happens to you. You're kind of limiting the things that will come into your life once you put certain expectations out there. Now, I know that I've talked about great expectations, but that's expecting the great things. That's expecting no limits. So it could have been worded a little differently from the Dalai Lama. I get that. Maybe I wouldn't let my self-imposed limitations hinder my path. Maybe a better way to say it. But hey, he's the Dalai Lama. He can say what he wants. Listen, seeing things or people around you that sometimes are unexpected, sometimes you wonder why they came into your existence, those are signs. Those are signs that you need to pay attention to. The proverb that says the smallest ripple will create humongous waves. It's true. You put something into motion and it causes an effect. That's the butterfly effect. You put something into motion and it causes an effect. So when you put your mind and allow your mind to see the things that are happening, and you pay heed to those signs and understand those signs, that's when you get the benefit of it. You get the benefit of guidance, universal guidance. The universe will lead you where you need to be if you just allow it. Don't fight it. Allow things to be. Allow yourself to be. Allow yourself to flow. Once you understand and you put credence into the things that you see, because your thoughts have energy, your thoughts understand microcosms of wants and needs. When you focus on a certain thing, when you pay attention to, I should say, certain things, that's when it will come into your life. It happens in different ways. Through people, sometimes through the arts and music, and just randomly. But for example, if you say, I really want a yellow Corvette, and you keep that in your mind, guess what's going to happen to you? You're going to start to see, when you drive down the road, you're going to start to see yellow Corvettes, whereas you probably wouldn't before, because your mind is not suited for that. You only see what you train your mind to see. Oh, you may have seen one stuck out to you, but when you put the real focus on it, when you put the real attention to it, you're going to see them everywhere. And then when you learn to attract, your mind will start to figure out a way to obtain. And that's the law of attraction. But the law of synchronicity allows you to see, allows you to bring the things into your life and see. The past, present, and future, in some way, is all connected. And that's what synchronicity is about. It's about tapping into that. Now, I know that we can only live in the now. We can only hope for the future. We can remember the past. But that energy, the field that's out there, and it works from all of the, from all of those avenues, past, present, and future. So understand that the present is decisions, but you don't have to be a prisoner of your decisions. Once you understand that you can reach the zone, the flow, decisions become easier because you start to see the signs and you don't have to think about things. You just go with it. You just understand that I am moving in the right direction. The universe has a pattern. There's a distinct pattern for you. When you fight that pattern, it does make things tougher for you. It does make things harder for you. And you don't get those proper life lessons. It's like moving against the grain versus going with the grain. So understanding that the flow of life and the zone and the vibration and frequency of your life has a meaning, and ride that wave. Don't make things too difficult for yourself. Allow them to be easier. That's creating the awareness. That's creating the understanding that your energy cycle, your thoughts, are connected to the universe, and the universe's guidance. And that seems a little deep. It seems a little, I don't know, spiritually contrived, if you will. But just think about your meditation. Think about the things in your life. Think about where you've been, where you're going, and you'll start to understand that these patterns all do create a message. So be involved in your own path. Be involved in the signs, the things that are presented for you. Some people recognize, certain patterns, like certain numbers and things like that. I won't get too far into that. I won't get too, just involved into all of that, even though I think there's some credence to that. And I'll let you kind of discover some of that stuff for yourself. The greater message here is for you to understand there is an overall pattern. There's an overall understanding of synchronicity in your life, and to allow it to happen. It is a guide to make your life more fruitful, guide to make your life easier, if you will, and more successful. And that's why we do this podcast, and understand that our success path. We understand certain things, and we talk about these things once a week to be better human beings, to be better at everything we do, to teach and be taught. So our world is better, our overall world. And Lord knows right now our world could be a lot better. But it's the understanding, and it's the want and the will that will make the right changes, and we hold this to be true. So, if you get some value out of the Fast Lane, pass it along, share it with other people, tell them about it, and tell them to hook up on, iHeart, iTunes, Google Play, Breaker, Spotify, all the outlets. So thanks a lot for listening to the Fast Lane, and we will come up with a different topic next week, something that will spur your creativity and give you food for thought, if you will. And I appreciate you listening to the Fast Lane. It's a little bit of a shorter podcast, but that's okay. I don't think we need to go overboard on something. If it's just a subject that we want to tackle, there's no sense in belaboring the point. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful, awesome week, and we will have another discussion next week. So thank you once again.